went outside this morning to take a picture of the sunrise. There it was. The sun was shining brightly over the tops of the trees, and it was raining, both at the same time. It reminded me of what we've been practicing here. We don't have to wait for the rain in our lives to stop before we can feel sunshine. The truth, we can hold both. We can feel the heavy weight of our emotions like grief or worry or fatigue, and still have room for the light of peace and joy. Let's expand the space today and start with movement. Movement helps us be wide enough so that the sun and the rain can exist together beautifully. Start with posture. In a chair, sit forward to the edge with your feet flat and let your arms hang loosely down by your sides. Imagine you're on your back and there's a surface behind you, and you are going to slide your arms along that imaginary surface. If you're on your back, bend your knees and put your feet flat on the surface, and make sure your arms are resting alongside you with your palms down. Make sure your arms stay in full contact with either the real surface or the imaginary surface below you. The arms glide along and don't lift up into the air. Sweep your right arm out to the side and all the way up past your ear. Flex your wrist and push your palm away from you. At the same time, slide or press your left arm down toward your feet, lowering your left shoulder and flexing your wrist to push away. The palms are pushing away in opposite directions. You feel a long diagonal stretch that opens across your entire torso, one hand pushing down while the other pushes up. Hold the position and then breathe several low, slow breaths. Holding the position as you breathe in through both nostrils, rounding your belly up, and then letting the exhale extend a little longer and slower, continuing to hold the diagonal stretch. Feel the expansion as you breathe. And then on a natural exhalation, release your arms back down. And hold and breathe. And now switch and do the opposite. The left arm moves along the surface and reaches up, palm pushing away, while the right arm slides down on the surface, flexing your wrist and pushing down. And again, feel the diagonal stretch. And hold in this position and breathe. Your right shoulder has come down so you can push away, and your left palm is pushing up. And hold and breathe the low, slow breath. Good. And when you've done several breaths, let your arms slide back into a neutral position as you exhale, and hold and feel the opening that you created with the movement. Now let's bring softness into movement. Bring your attention to the top of your head. And as you breathe in, feel your scalp slippery and soft, and let it slide. Let it slide down the side of your head, past your temples, over your ears, and let your ears lower as the skin slides. And then across the back of your head, Let it slide from the top and wash over the back of your head, expanding and softening. And now back to the top of your head and let it wash over your face, over your forehead, releasing any wrinkles, your eyebrows heavy, drooping down, all the little muscles around your eyes soft, your cheeks warm and heavy, your tongue inside your mouth expanding out to the sides, with the tip located just behind the upper teeth. And now let your jaw go slack and let the softness spill across your body, all the way out to your fingertips and all the way down your body and your legs to the tips of your toes. Let the softness settle into your muscles and joints and your breath. And remember that it isn't just physical softness. It belongs to your mind and your emotions and your heart. When we soften, we stop fighting the weather inside, and we allow the rain to fall softly, and we allow the sunshine to break through. Continue the breath, focusing on the belly as you pull the air in. Pull it in through both nostrils. As it comes down, it rounds the belly up. That's the diaphragm dropping down and pushing against the internal organs, opening space for the air to move all the way to the bottom lobes of the lungs, where that healthy exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Breathe into the belly and slow your pace on the exhale, longer and slower. That's how we signal safety to our nervous system. The low, slow breath centers us and allows us to quiet the noise and focus our energy right here. Continuing the low, slow breath, inhaling through both nostrils and rounding up, and exhaling and flowing the breath out a little longer and a little slower. Let's focus on something that we have already that we don't need to acquire. What we have is lung capacity that hasn't been used yet, and it's laying in wait for us. So let's expand lung capacity this morning and do it by doing the low, slow breath, and at the top taking in 3 extra sniffs, filling all the way, and then letting the breath flow out all the way to the bottom. And at the bottom, 3 puffs, and let the last bit of air go. And wake up your dormant capacity. You don't have to acquire anything new. Everything you need is already right here inside you. Just unlock it and expand space with the sniffs at the top and the puffs at the bottom. Using this pattern to stretch our lungs and open up the sky within us. Continuing the sniff and puff breath, expanding and creating a vast open sky inside. Sniffing at the top. Exhale, low and slow and long. And puffing at the bottom. Expanding. Your lungs are grateful and a little surprised. They've been waiting, sniffing at the top and puffing at the bottom. Expanding our space on the inside, opening our sky so it's big enough to hold both the rain and the sun. Realizing that rain is just weather passing through and sun is light that remains. Sniffing at the top and puffing at the bottom. We realize we're big enough to let storms happen without losing our light. And now one last breath all the way to the top, and pause for just a moment, maybe a 2 count, and then let the breath slide out all the way to the bottom, and pause again. And feel the expansion that you've created with movement and breath and focus. This breath is wide and spacious and can hold both the rain and the sun. And we allow it to do its job. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Have a great day.